Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Live here, and we are back with another episode of Coaster Spotlight. And in today's episode, we're going to be looking at the revolution created by nobody. So stay tuned, and let's check it out. So this is episode 101. Looks like we have another epic coaster for you guys. Some really good ones back to back here, and just all in the fun of the 100 spotlight videos. So this one was sent in by nobody. He says in the description, "Hello, I watch your episodes almost daily to get ideas from other creators and see the creativity that is possible in Planet Coaster." So there you go, guys. It's another great thing that I forgot to mention in episode 100. People like to watch the show to get ideas and get inspiration. You do a great thorough job at each coaster spotlight, and I feel confident that the coaster I took the time to build was worth a ride. The coaster I built is for the players. It's not a placeable coaster or even a practical coaster for a park. It's quite a long one with good number of triggered events. I know from watching your videos that you enjoyed nighttime due to the lighting in the game, so if you're going to ride it at least once, I suggest riding it at night. However, some things in daylight are more immersive than at night. Here's a link to my workshop, and I look forward to your review of it. And you are right, sometimes I prefer the immersion of daytime because the colors of the scenery are so vivid and awesome. Here's a quick look at the workshop page, everybody. The Revolution by Nobody. Come rate it, favorite it, and subscribe to it. Links will be down in the description as always. Let's give this guy some more ratings and some love, everybody. I just noticed here that Nobody is not a Discord member, so I would check down below in the description of the video, Nobody, if you're watching this, and come apply to become a Discord member. We would love to have you a part of the crew, and that goes for everybody else that plays Planet Coaster as well. We have a strong community here, and we love to have more of you. All right, so let's get into it. What are we looking at here? Like an entire park built for this one coaster. I had to drop the graphics to medium. So anyways, we have a big mansion / manor up here. I think this is the boarding station. Very interesting. Oh, and then it drops into the ground. Would you look at that? Huh. Wowee. There's a lot going on here. So I'm assuming all of this is one coaster. Let's take a look at this. Oh boy. I think my volume's up a little bit loud. Let me fix that. I can't hear myself think. I will turn it back up. Oh boy. Now this is a first. It puts me in an awkward situation, guys. Excitement rating is a 0. The fear is a 14. And the nausea is a 6.5. He did say, however, this was not meant to be a practical coaster, and it was meant for the excitement of the audience. Now, I usually do not feature, if I see the test ratings like that, I usually don't feature them, and I've never actually had this happen yet, because I've never scrapped a recording, guys. I've never gotten to a point where I was like, all right, we're throwing this one out. I usually release what I see, and in this particular case, I think we're going to go through with it because I can see he's put a lot of hard work into this, and he's not trolling me. I think he just genuinely wanted to create a really cool experience and something for us to all ride and enjoy. And it just so happens that he didn't really balance it for the guests. Now, I have the saying that there are no failed coasters, and you can always salvage and get the ratings up. So I am curious to, part of me wants to turn this into a workshop and fix the coaster. You could definitely see here that this drop is causing just a whole lot of fear, but it's not that bad. In fact, it's probably fine. So that's not the biggest issue. But some points, as it gains too much speed and it's running off that momentum, it'll get terrifying, like in here. It's just got too much speed coming down and it's spinning too quickly. So the way you would fix that is to make sure this comes up higher. so it loses speed again before it starts dropping down. So this whole area is just completely terrifying, and it's actually not necessary. You could easily fix that. However, this part's all really low to the ground. So what you need to do to get this coaster, I guess, passable, is get this big loop to come all the way up, almost as high as this one, just a little bit lower, because you want to go a little bit lower every time. And then as it's coming down through here, it goes up again, and then down, and up, and then down. You always want to keep things in peaks and valleys, up and down. And you can see by the time it gets to about here, the guests are fine with the speed. So it's mainly this big part that's causing issues. And as we go through here, it becomes mild again. Coming through here, it's a little bit scary, but like I said, a 9 fear is actually not that bad. If we look at the excitement, okay, it could be panned out a little bit, but usually a 9 excitement's not too bad. And it's this big turn here. What you need to do is you need to smooth that and bank it a little bit harder. It's just this drastic turn, this 90-degree angle is what's freaking them out. So the coaster design itself could definitely use some work, and I would mainly say it's over here and all these like straight parts that are really flat and long and boring. You could easily just put hills in there. Make it go up and twist and down and up and twist and down, and just have the coaster doing a little bit more. So I'll save my judgment till after. I think I gave some pretty viable feedback in terms of how to fix this coaster. Part of me wants to actually fix the coaster as a workshop, but it'd probably take me about 15-20 minutes to get it just right, and we kind of just want to experience the coaster. However, as I mentioned, this is the biggest culprit, this whole area, and if you fix that, you'd be pretty okay. And if you fix this, you'd be good to go, and people would eventually start riding this. Your turns are a little bit too drastic. The wooden coaster needs more. If the wooden coaster is going fast, it needs more time to turn. And you have to treat things much wider and arc things much longer. Anyways, that's enough talking about this. I think everybody gets the point. Let's take a look at this at nighttime. Oh, and the results here. Almost 5,000 meters in length. Absolutely insane. The lighting is a little bit spotty. You got a nice little village over here. What I mean by spotty is, well, you can see it. There's spotlights. I'd probably go a little bit more subtle with the lighting and use lanterns and stuff. And it doesn't have to be perfectly lit everywhere. And I prefer using the floodlights rather than the spotlights because it gives you a much nicer blend than these little spotty ones do. Personal preference, but I think that's pretty valid feedback. And the station is really epic looking. Anyways, let's. This is probably going to be like a 5-minute coaster, so I've given all the feedback I could possibly give, and let's get on this thing. We'll ride it at day, and we'll do possibly a night. I just realized this is the boarding station. This upper area with the building is part of the ride, which is interesting. So this actually is the boarding station. And we got one arriving right now. All right, I got the volume up nice and loud. So I can already tell by the way it's banking and turning. It could use a lot more smoothing and harder banking. And the feedback that I was giving before is more apparent now that we're actually seeing it in first person. Part of me wants to turn this into a workshop where we improve the coaster and actually get the guests to ride it. I'm just thinking it might be too long of an episode. I might have to do it as a separate episode, almost as a workshop. Now, my thoughts with the drive wheels is you might need more scenery if you're going to drive wheel, because it's kind of like a ride spotlight in the sense when you're using drive wheels. And I feel like the coaster could be going through here faster had that original lift been a bit higher. However, those original turns need to be banked and widened in order for this area to be fast. So it would actually make for a pretty interesting workshop, getting this to be a little bit faster. It's just because of the nature of it being such a long coaster, it would really take a lot of time. Okay, here we go. This is where things kick up to high gear. And everybody shits their pants. Oh boy. That one bump there would have caused everyone to fly out of their seats at that speed. Some really nice vistas here. Beautiful. It has potential, for sure. Love these waterfalls. It looks like we're driving over trim brakes. A lot of them. Whoa, that's epic. That was pretty incredible. I haven't seen anyone do that yet. In 101 episodes, that's the first. Alright, there you have it, everybody. I'm kind of curious, like, okay, so my thoughts on it have changed a little bit because I realized that this is where it starts. So, looking at the heat maps, when it drops, I think you need to run it out a little bit further and wider and then back around. In some cases, you could actually just have it go straight around this way and cut out this one little area. However, they're not too afraid coming through here. It's just mainly this big harsh, this one harsh area. You do have banking it as hard as possible from the looks of it. I think it just needs to be pulled out wider. So it needs to be, you could actually bring it up higher and then bring this out wider. Now, the way I fix coasters, the problem is the trees are in the way, so I can't really fix it. So that's why I was saying it might take too much to turn this into a workshop. If these trees weren't in the way. What I do, if I just start cranking things, if I were to fix this for myself, it's actually fine to do that. Let's see if I can quickly show this by just getting rid of the scenery. Oh, got rid of the coaster. Oh god. Got rid of the boarding station. I am destroying everything. Just as an example, though, hopefully I can pull this off without it going red on me. If I were to fix something on my own coasters, I'm never really worried about it doing weird things or ugly things. So you can see there's an obvious kink in the track there. Now the trees are really causing problems. But if you keep on auto-tunneling on and then you kind of just smooth it, it'll fix itself. And you get this nice transition. And you might want to bank into it a little sooner. Oh, but you got these weird trim brakes here, which is very odd. Especially coming around the sides like that. Yeah, the coaster control, there's just so many things that need some fixing and tuning. And I'm kind of seeing that this could potentially be really epic if it were done right, because the journey is truly incredible, and it does a lot of really neat things. So these straight parts, I would probably just add more hills to them, and the problem is the trees are all in the way. I would have to take this back to a treeless zone in order to really take it to a workshop level. But I wouldn't recommend using these brakes all the way through. Use the momentum of the coaster to reduce the amount of lifts that you need, and compensate the speed and the fear by getting the coaster to go up and bank hard and wide when it's turning. And that'll basically, those core elements will avoid you from having high fear, and you can still get a coaster that runs around the map like really far. And with the amount of trim brakes that you have, you probably could have used one less lift, like this one here at the end. It probably could have made it off that last drop had it not trimmed its speed coming through here. And you could got it to bank really hard and wide and then come back up. And I don't think it would be having too much speed. There's a lot of little subtle changes that would have to be made in order to get this coaster functioning properly. So I give my feedback as best as I could. This one, it really does need a lot of work in terms of getting the ride experience to be really spot on. And mainly these corners need to be banked harder and smoothed a little bit better. It has too much speed coming around, and it's radically changing. But I get the fact that he built this as an experience, but it's always good to have a good rideable coaster at the same time. But taking the coaster out of the equation, I thought some of the scenery aspects were done really well. I love these little this little river area, the rock bed with the water spouts everywhere. There's some really good waterfall cascades and neat little coves. I really enjoyed that. I feel like your tree variety could use some love. What you can do in the future is you could take a tree, a few trees, and just kind of build like a tree cluster and design like a few different, I guess, pallets of trees, and then assign them to a building and just hide that building underground and then add them to the group. And now what you can do is you can take this, you can just duplicate it and place it a lot faster. And obviously you want more variety in there, some bushes down below, and just create like a couple, 3 or 4 different variations of tree clusters with bushes underneath. And then you can just kind of like go around your map and place them around, and you'll fill up the map much faster and have a lot more variety, as right now it's feeling pretty static and very unnatural. So Or you could do it the long, hard way and just place a bunch of them randomly. And then grab another one and place them randomly. And just try to create a little bit of variation. It's looking pretty good over here. I'd say that's kind of where you want to go with it. Overall, it was pretty neat. I liked a lot of the aspects of the journey. This town was really nice. Oh, it looks like a happy face. Yeah, I like the idea of this epic grand scale adventure. I think the coaster needs a lot of work. And this part here where they all go kapow, 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 it was pretty epic. I haven't seen anything like that yet. So I really enjoyed that. What I want to try maybe in the future is taking a failed coaster, one that has extreme ratings like this one, and showing you guys how to get it into the green. All the do's and the don'ts. But I think it has potential, and I like the fact that it's this big, epic journey wooden coaster. I really love that idea. So, well done on that aspect. And I think that's all the feedback I have for this one. So, once again, everybody, that was the new Revolution created by Nobody. Links will be down in the description below if you want to check it out. And if you guys enjoyed this episode, please be sure to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more Daily Planet Coaster videos. And let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. All right, everybody, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye now.